thing here. Boom! Look at
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Now you're full screen. Whoa! Isn't that sick?
Wait, I just saw the opening. I like just kind of cut because I'm still slightly behind. But so, hello everyone. We are back. I am Magi. This is Vega. Am I pointing?
You're wrong direction.
This is Vega.
You're going the other direction.
Wrong direction. Wait, was I the right or wrong direction?
You're right now.
Okay, this is Vega, and we are back here to bring you everything LCS after week 8, and I am super ready to discuss everything that has happened and just a pure hype. I guess it's hype. Maybe it's hype. I'm not sure, but I can't wait to just feed into all the hype around this final week. Because this last week, I swear to God, if this last week is just like terrible, like all awful games, I'm just gonna watch like CB LOL from now on.
I'm just gonna watch CB LOL. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go watch CB LOL. I'm over it. I'm done.
Yeah,
but yeah, let's just get into it, Vega. You can start off, man.
Let's get right into what everyone wants us to talk about. C9, 0-2, 2-5 in their last 7 games.
Yep. Oh, yep. It's kind of rough, you know. I mean, they're not on a lose streak. They've only, but you know, it's
not good.
The second half of, I mean, yeah, it's not good. You know, we don't want the team that we were all like, this is the best team. This is the team that's going to get us to finals in Worlds. This is that. Like, it's worrying when our team is our best team is supposedly like falling behind all the others, and all the other
my bad.
teams are catching up.
The standings saying you didn't take the update. I gotta say, we'll just keep talking about it while I fix it.
Oh, okay. I was confused, but yeah. So, yeah, it's worrying, you know, because they're losing, but it's not like C9's like playing really bad. It just looks like that, you know. Teams have just gone better, and C9 has to learn to like kind of respect the enemy teams now, because and I saw that specifically in the Golden Guardians game, which was great. Which was Golden Guardians on the come up, guys. Get those go buy those stocks. But I saw in the Golden Guardians game, it was like C9 tried to push a dive. I was watching like the brain check on the bot lane, because they had Rift Herald, and instead of like dropping it and kind of dipping, because I mean, Blabber was on Trundle, so I mean, all the gold going on Blabber wouldn't be that good,
right?
But instead of like dropping it and dipping, they like dropped it. We're like, there's a TP. Took Licorice took too long to TP, so then they all just freaking died, and Niski came late, so he like just got nothing off of it. So and I think like if that was earlier in the split, the reason C9 lost that was because like Golden Guardians, they answered, they TP'd, they messed them up. So if that was earlier in the split, I don't think Golden Guardians would have like tried to take that fight. But I like watched that like Herald play bot, and I was just like, ooh, C9, what are you doing, guys? That wasn't it. But it's like they're not playing bad.
Yeah, I think other teams are playing better. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think it's like, okay, so let's say Cloud9 was playing at like 100 and everybody else before was playing at like 60. I think everybody else is around 80 now, and they've fallen back to like 90. Or everybody else is up around with them. Because I don't think they're like way worse than they used to be. I think they're slightly, some of their team play looks a little bit clumsier, but they're not like terrible. They're not like Immortals or Dignitas or something like that, but like, other teams are more prone now that people have seen them lose. I think other teams are more prone to punish them. They're more like, okay, we can do this. Like, we can take this fight if we think we can.
Yeah.
You know, like Golden Guardians is actually punishing them. Like the TSM game, you're like, holy shit, Licorice really not looking great in top lane here.
Yeah, definitely was having a rough game there versus TSM. But yeah, you know, it's just 100 Thieves, man. They showed the chink in the C9 armor, and teams were just like, oh, so we just have to fight them. And then it's like, yes, that's all we've been telling you to do for the whole split. But I'm glad you guys finally realized that you have to actually fight in League of Legends to you know, win.
You can't just let them take everything on the map and then just expect to win the game.
Yeah, you can't just roll over and play possum. All right, so it's just really good to see that teams are improving. Like C9 looking bad is worrying, but like, is it really that worrying? Because would you rather them look bad now, or like have them look bad during, say, a Worlds game?
As long as they get it together, I don't care what they do right now. But
Exactly.
let me pose a question to you. Is there a world right now, like a greater than 20% chance that Cloud9 doesn't make Worlds?
No, they're still so much better than, like, okay, so there's actually, I can't say they're still so much better than like everyone else.
See, that's the problem, is like when you start getting to like the FlyQuest, you're like, I could see a world where FlyQuest wins a series.
Yeah. Well, okay. They're going to Worlds. Well, you asked if there's a world where they don't go to Worlds.
Where they don't go to Worlds, yeah.
Okay, no, they're going to go to Worlds because they're going to get where's the seeding? Do I have that up somewhere? No, I did not have it up. But,
I can grab it.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah. So, like, as long as they're top 2, which I feel, who are they up against this week? They're up against
Dig, CLG. So they're going 2-0.
They're going to 2-0. So,
well,
so like, yeah, they're going to 2-0. So as long as they have the 1-2 spot, like, I'm pretty sure you're guaranteed Worlds. Because, are you?
Yeah. Top 2. Yeah. If you get to the finals, you're guaranteed Worlds. If you get to the winners bracket finals.
But if you're like first and second seed and winners bracket, that guarantees you 3rd, right? Yeah, guarantees you 3rd.
Yeah,
I believe. So yeah, there's no way they're not going to Worlds because they're second seed right now. They could easily become. Actually, no, they can't. Unless TL 02 this week.
They can't get the number 1 seed, I don't think. Well, they have to play a tiebreaker. They have to play a tiebreaker. Because they're 1-1 with TL.
Yeah, like it. So TL 02s, which
I think they're going to beat Immortals at least. I think they probably beat Immortals.
Immortals goes and pulls off the 2-0 week to solidify. Actually,
you could have a 3-way, actually, right? Because then TSM would have to beat TL, and then if TSM beats Golden Guardians, they would also be 13th. Oh, man.
Yeah.
There's a world where you have a 3-way tie for first.
Yeah, and that's super exciting. Like, actually, no. You know what? It's not exciting anymore. Because you know why? Ever since franchising started, every single split has had tiebreakers. And I mean, like, all right, I love tiebreakers. Tiebreakers are.
I was going to say, like, whoa, I love tiebreakers.
yeah, I know. I love tiebreakers, but it's just like, it's like the same thing as, oh man, this is crazy. It's not crazy anymore. It's just now just fun to have. But I swear, it's like every split since franchising, there's just been tiebreakers, and there's never been just like 1v1 tiebreakers. It's always been like,
oh, it's a mess. Yeah,
it's just a mess of tiebreakers all the time, which we could probably get since there's 8 teams. But
there's got to be somebody tied in this like maw at the bottom.
Yeah, probably
somebody in this 11-5, 10-6 area.
Yeah, 11-5, 10-6. I don't know, but
yeah,
but other than I don't even remember what we were talking about. But
we started on C9.
Yeah, we started on C9. And then we went into like
a lot.
Them making playoffs. So yeah, they're gonna make playoffs because they're gonna have first, second seed.
Right.
No matter what, I believe.
You think they're gonna edge out TS or hold the lead on? Well, they're 1-1, right? They have to, if they both 2-0, they have to tiebreaker.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Then I definitely feel TSM. If TSM, like, C9's gonna 2-0, but TSM can definitely lose to either team, like TL and Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians has been looking better, and yeah. So I think TSM could just like not even be a contender in that fact. Like,
yeah, sure. They just drop a game then, and then it's like, well,
yeah, they can just drop a game and then they pick up a game Then they have to wait, and then they have to do a tiebreaker with FlyQuest. Actually, no, their FlyQuest is 2-0 ahead.
Yeah, one good thing about the last week of LCS is that there's no real bad games because seeding matters so much right now that every game is like hype because like one loss could change like your whole postseason.
Yeah, like every game counts pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, if you're TSM and you fall to the 3 seed and you potentially are playing EG, Golden Guardians, or FlyQuest in the first round of the playoffs, like none of that feels great. Maybe EG right now looks weaker than the other two, but
yeah,
still, like you're not really getting anything super easy.
Okay, yeah. All right. So speaking of TSM, do you think they're going to win? The split now.
The split
after their amazing games.
I will say this. Let's give them. We have shit on TSM on this podcast a lot, and
it was called for. It was called for. But
true. I'm not taking any of it back. I refuse to be wrong. I'm just kidding.
You refuse. I refuse.
Nah, ton of credit to them. They looked great. Broken Blades Aurelia was disgusting. Like they also double lift on Caitlyn is just like full nostalgia, like pop back to like
that's just muscle memory right there.
Yo, this is sick. Like they're smashing lane and double lift's huge and Broken Blades on a carry and it's like, hey dum dums, imagine what you do if you let your players play to their strengths.
Yeah, I was wondering why. Like I was waiting for when Caitlyn would get into the meta because honestly I feel on solo queue right now she's like real ADC.
She's the best. I think she's the best ADC right now.
Yeah, and even before the patch, we're on 10.6 now. They're on 10.15. So even on 10.14, maybe even before that, I feel like Caitlyn's already been like pretty good. But you know, due to 200, actually no, I think people just haven't wanted to use her.
Well, it's like the Aphelios thing. Like he hasn't been good for like 3 patches. And people are still just like spamming Aphelios in competitive because they've played it so much.
Yeah, he's also just the late game insurance, like the Juggermaw comp back when. So you know, but I don't know. Caitlyn does some nasty damage. So
yeah, she's gross, man.
Yeah, like I'd see her. She just auto with an IE and like Storm. The new build is like just flat damage with like IE and Essence Reaver.
How many BFs can I hold?
Yeah, how many BFs can I hold? She's just like almost one shots you or like takes out most of your health with an auto. And I mean, I know how hard it is when the Caitlyn's fed. I just lost to one yesterday in the AD, but it's okay. Like, but I'm super happy to see them on the pick. When I saw the CLG game, I had to rewatch it. I'm like, isn't Stixay like a disgusting Caitlyn? Why isn't he on Caitlyn? I'm like, oh wait, it was a second round ban.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good to see. Wait, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like, yeah, I'm not gonna go off on a CLG rant yet. I don't know if we even want to talk about CLG at all on the show anymore.
Just not who we want to.
They are in playoffs right now. I just want to point that out. They're still in playoffs.
They're in fact here.
Yeah, TSM, I feel like hopefully we're shaping up to a meta that kind of fits them. Jax is getting buffed too, and he's kind of already getting played in Korea now prior to the buffs that are coming. So hopefully, like it's like shaping up to be a Broken Blade and double lift meta, which is like really good for TSM. So like I definitely think now, well, it's tough to even say like anyone looks like a top team because like FlyQuest looks great, Golden Guardians is surging at the right time.
Oh, wait, I have a question. Is playoffs patch 10.16?
I don't think so. It'll be 2 weeks after that, right? So I think that'll be the world's patch.
Okay.
I think TSM.
Wait, no. 10.16 just came.
Well, thank you, Samuel. What?
Wait, when is
playoffs start? What, the 14th week of the 14th? Yeah.
Week of the 14th.
So
I think. No, 10.6.
Maybe 10.16 will be the 19th. They'll be on the patch. So it'll be the week of the 21st, second week of playoffs. I just don't see them. They're not going to change patch in the middle of playoffs, though, right?
Yeah, no. That's what I'm thinking. If they're just going to push like the patch.
They said there's no 10.17. There's not going to be a regular release for 10.17.
Okay, so
But
yeah,
10.17
so they
will
took a
come
week
out.
off.
10.18 would. So 10.18 will be over a month. So you assume it's not going to come out for Worlds.
Yeah, that's World's patch. So I think 10.16 is the might be playoffs patch.
Okay.
Possible. I think it is because
If it drops tomorrow and we've got, yeah, it might be because we've got
because
least a
they're
week.
still yeah, they're like a week behind normally, and last week was 10.15.
It's a big patch too. Yon won't be obviously
Yeah, it's
available for
huge.
playoffs, but
Yeah, he won't be, but he will be for Worlds.
it will
But
be for Worlds.
yeah, the reason I brought up the patch was because Fiora is also getting a buff
Mm-hmm.
as well, which is also like, and plus with tanks being more and more prevalent lately, and like with Scion coming in and everything, you could see like I think Fiora could probably get back in too, and Fiora is another character, another champ that Broken Blade's really good at. So you know, TSM fans, you have something to look forward to. They do look pretty good, especially with the addition of treats. Was really interesting because they seem to have a real direction, I guess, kind of in fights. Like they know how they want to go about things and how they want to go about moving around the map. So it's good. You know, treats diff. Bring in more rookies, more rookies to NA. Just improve TSM.
It just feels like we talked about last week some of like one of the things C9 did really well, and to an extent, kind of what Team Liquid does too, which is like picking, pushing mid lanes and winning bot lane matchups, and like abusing that into like control of the game. And I feel like Caitlyn like perfectly fits these teams that had like good bot lanes now, especially with like treats with double lift now. If you could pick something like Caitlyn Ashe for double lift instead of like the Senna or something like that,
Yeah,
you have more agency for like your good players like that to push in and roam and like take control of things. So I think both the meta and TSM looking like they're getting in shape at the right time. Just like I've said every week, guys, I have complete faith they'll get it together.
I have complete faith.
Complete faith, never wavered. My faith never wavered.
I mean, you had TL first, right? So
yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
No way. There's no way I picked TL first over C9, right?
I don't know. Actually,
top two, maybe somewhere up there. But yeah, I think good for TSM. They look good. I don't have anything negative to say this week. Good for them.
Yeah,
they be
sorry.
C9,
No draft diff. No complaining about random picks or anything. TSM got off pretty lucky this week.
No flame for you this week.
Got off no flame.
They get a tap of the hat, not a wag of the finger.
You did all right. You did a little acknowledgement. But another team that I really want to talk about. Not TL. Not yet.
God.
I want to talk about Golden Guardians, man. That's what I want to talk about. Okay. Who did you think I was going to say?
I'm always ready to talk about TL at all times of the day. But I'm hyped to talk about Golden Guardians too. Can I stop for a second and say something too about this? There was the poll, you know, they've done this rebrand with like LoL Esports, and now there's all this content that comes out with it, you know? And one of them's like the player of the week from each region. And did you see the poll that had Blabber as like with the selection for NA for this past week?
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Where's Closer?
Where is Closer? Where is
Closer? Like, what? Blabber went 0-2.
I'm like, where is Golden Guardians? Where's just that team in general? Because these guys have just been showing up. Closer's always been showing up, but now it seems like everyone else is catching up to him. So that's great. But yeah, you know, they're just Golden Guardians is just like flying under the radar. They're like the new FlyQuest, but also the old FlyQuest because people still sleep on FlyQuest, but everyone's just sleeping on Golden Guardians. I feel they've like both games they've had this week. Last week they were against the C9 game was really good, and the CLG game they just kind of mopped them. It wasn't even a real game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they look great. Like, it's awesome to watch them right now. Like, we kept saying like they have all the players, they have a good coaching staff, they can just get it together. And what's really exciting is like a lot of these teams are getting it together at like the perfect time. Like, it's right before playoff. This is the most hype you can have about playoffs because you've got like FlyQuest is peaking, TSM looks good, TL looks good. Your best team has like fallen back into like that pack, and then you have like Evil Geniuses, who's like, I don't know, what day is it? Is it Saturday? We might be good today. But like Golden Guardians being super good makes you unable to be like, yeah, it's a clear top 4. Now, someone, if the seeding holds where it is, someone who is in the top 4 is going to have to play a surging Golden Guardians who could easily take a series off TSM or FlyQuest.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, didn't they just did that like 2 weeks ago? I mean, was Mash playing with them during that time? I don't.
Maybe.
No, I
don't think so. But they just beat C9.
But,
I mean,
yeah, they just beat C9. And if they beat TSM and who else? Right? Yeah, and if they beat TSM, I mean, that even gives them more claim to like, hey, this team is actually going pretty freaking. It's actually doing pretty freaking good. So, like,
yeah, I mean, I'm super hyped about them.
Yeah, and it's weird because actually no, it's not weird. I'm just happy to see that, you know, when Golden Guardians came, they were just a shitter org. But then like each year they gradually improved. You know, I'd like to compare Golden Guardians to like if any of you guys watched the LEC, Rogue, you know, Rogue started off as like a shitter team.
Yeah.
9th place, first split. Second split though, they came in 6th. This split, wait, has it been 2 years LEC franchising? Yeah. This split, they come in, get 4th, and now they're like top 2 in LEC right now, and that's super impressive. You know, maybe it's crazy to think that Golden Guardians could also be on that same trajectory as Rogue. Like Golden Guardians could go to Worlds, man. I think they could at least get 3rd seed.
Yeah, this team could definitely go to Worlds. Like that's why I was asking about like the Cloud9 thing, because I'm like, well, is there a world where TSM and TL make it and Golden Guardians wins a series against like Cloud9?
Yes, because dang, it should really have the freaking.
See, because like it's such a mess right now. Because I'm like, you know what? On any day, I pretty much could see any of these teams taking a series off any of the others, except for like that bottom pack.
Yeah, besides the bottom pack, we don't talk about that. That's those are the bad lanes.
We talk about anywhere that the light touches.
Yeah.
That green light that shows playoffs.
Yeah, the green light that shows playoffs. That's all that matters. Anyway, looking at this here, I pulled up the summer playoffs.
Hang on, I can throw a really terrible graphic on the stream. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, that works here. So, are you saying like C9 and TL get first seed?
Let's say here's a terrible graphic. Okay, here we go. You guys look at this. I'm gonna make it look somewhat prettier. All right. Oh, look at that. That's professional broadcaster right there.
Steve, why didn't you just get the screenshot from the LCS format?
This is our unofficial sponsorship with Leaguepedia, where I screenshot all the standing centers. So let's say it holds a C9 TSM 1 and 2, right?
Okay.
There is a world where C9 would be the 3 seed. Oh, there's no way. There's no way Golden Guardians falls to 6 seed. Right?
Yeah, no, they won't go to 6 seed because they're
C9's gonna play. C9 would play EG probably. And then you have Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians FlyQuest is such a sick series.
Golden Guardians is gonna beat FlyQuest and go to Worlds, guys. I see it already.
You heard it here first. So if you get here though, you're in Worlds, right? If you get to the winners final, you're in Worlds because that's top 2. The worst you can do is top 3. Yeah.
Yeah, winners final is Worlds. Legit, if you get to round, honestly, if you just get to round 4, you're in Worlds. That's it. Like round 4, because
yeah. Because there's only 3 teams left.
Yeah, so round 4 you go to Worlds because then the loser bracket fights for the winner of loser.
So TL's like guaranteed Worlds.
Yeah, I mean they could also just as easily just lose. to C9 in a best of 5.
Okay, but okay. Well, they get to pick though, right? First, he gets to pick their opponent.
Yes.
So they're gonna pick theoretically Golden Guard. Obviously, they're not gonna pick the threes because this is TSM or C9. 100% they get out of that. I think 100% they're gonna beat EG. Either of those teams are gonna beat EG in a best of 5.
Yeah, the other teams are. Yeah, right now because everyone was too hyped up on the EG train, and they were like, "Oh, wait a minute,
dude." So that means like 100%. We're getting a best of 5 between probably C9 TSM to go to Worlds to guarantee a world slot right here.
Or TL TSM. You know, that's.
Would TL pick TSM though?
Oh wait.
Yeah, because like.
Well, oh wait, I'm thinking about finals.
Yeah, right. But because that's what I'm saying. All TL has to do is win one best of 5 against an opponent they choose.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. That's just it. They're like
they should go to Worlds. Like it should be impossible for TL to miss Worlds.
Yeah, they're gonna go to Worlds. Yeah, because
if they get here and just get their heads crushed in by TSM or C9, doesn't matter.
Yeah, because they're gonna pick between either EG or Golden Guardians
or FlyQuest. Right?
Golden Guardians. Yeah, or FlyQuest. Well, actually,
assuming the standings don't change.
Yeah,
it should be Golden Guardians FlyQuest.
Yeah, it should be Golden Guardians FlyQuest.
I'll flash this down real fast.
Moving on and.
Yeah, because I think like Golden Guardians FlyQuest, in my opinion, at best, will just jump. Like Golden Guardians just jumps FlyQuest here because EG's I don't think gonna catch either of those teams.
Yeah, no. I also just feel EG's gonna just lose to 100 Thieves also.
100, yeah. So you could have 100 Thieves as the 6th seed there, which actually could be kind of hype, because then you could have 100 Thieves TSM series.
Another one, and then 100 Thieves finally beats TSM when they think they have their shit together.
And that's it. And then TL picks them. TL's playstyle is too slow to deal with 100 Thieves. And then 100 Thieves beats them, goes to Worlds. There it is.
And it's another TL C9 Worlds. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, it's another clutch. Like, all right, 100 Thieves is going 0-6.
We got the script here, guys.
Yeah, see, the problem is it's 4 EU teams and 4 Chinese teams, so you're not getting out with an easy bracket at Worlds. You're not getting out with an easy group. There's no easy groups.
There's no easy groups because, like, all 4 LPL teams are good. Like, all 3 LEC teams are good. I think. Like, I still think G2's pretty good. Rogue and Mad are super good. I don't know who their 4 team's gonna be. But yeah, so they're not gonna have a fun time, man. That's all it is.
4 teams gonna be Schalke.
No.
Dude, the Royal Road, man. It's gonna happen.
If they just win off of the the Super Week that they had, I'll die. I'll just die.
That's it. That's just it.
Yeah, I'm just done. But okay, well, since we did mention TL, can we say TL's actually good now?
Yeah, they're good. They just have a boring playstyle.
Okay, all right. That's all it is. They're just boring.
I will say this. They're better. I think they're better now than they were last year. Because core is more unlocked than they was last year.
Yes. Yeah. You're actually correct.
They do. They have early game leads. They just don't like step on your neck as fast.
Yeah. And, like core more plays around the map and everything. I mean, this man has a Worlds Recon skin. So, you know, he's all about finding picks and engages. So,
slightly recon buffs?
It's just like, recon buffs in patch 16 too. So we may see more. We'll see more Xayah recon. Actually, no, Xayah's like in a really bad state.
Yeah.
So, she's actually really bad.
Yeah, core for sure MVP. Like, I think that his only competition was C9 players, and with their slump, like.
Not even closer. Closer wasn't even.
I can't, man. Core. I would say he was, but we all know that you're going to be like, who is the best individual player and how good was his team with him on it. And TL's in first place, so.
Yeah, honestly, it was legit just like. It's crazy how TL, they legit just switched 2 players, and then no, they switched 2 positions. They switched coach. They just got a new coach and new ADC. They're like, oh, all right, here we go. And it's because like it just worked out so well. Like I don't know. I don't want to say I don't feel TL is like the most dominant like version of TL, or I don't feel like this is the best. I don't feel like TL is like the like, undefined like #1 team,
right?
Like ever, kind of, because I just feel it's like JJ diff. Just imagine like if Tactical didn't have core JJ to kind of like duo with, or like basically the whole split and a half, or like actually no, we started doing basically for like a whole split and a half, and then just having him like help you with your own laning.
Oh my gosh!
And he 1v9s the map as a support, so
yeah,
it's just so like I just feel it's JJ diff, and then like this is all part of core JJ's plot to just kind of mold Tactical into like another
ruler.
Yes, he's gonna mold. Dang, ruler. He's gonna mold Tactical into another ruler, and then he's gonna take him to Korea because Tactical's learning Korea, and we're not gonna have the one rookie talent that truly shined in North America, and he gets shipped off to Korea by the support.
All right, I got a question for you outside of your conspiracy theory that our best North American talent's getting shipped off. Is Blabber still first team jungle?
Oh no, Closer is.
You actually think, it's tough because like the first 9 weeks, man.
Yeah, but then like I feel like Closer still had a consistent performance even with the meta changing, I think.
I could be convinced of Closer, I think.
Yeah, and the meta shift for Blabber just doesn't seem like it's good for how he wants to play, I guess. Or it's just like not as good, I suppose.
Yeah,
or
like
for how they want to play it, like the whole supportive like play style and stuff. I mean, I think I was like banned most of the time. Zoe like can't really just go Zoe because people are pretty good at LeBlanc, so you just go use LeBlanc and Zoe. Don't know. It's like the second half of the split just kind of like showed where Blabber has some, maybe not even Blabber, maybe just C9 has some like problems. You know?
Yeah. Chat wants to know Niski or Jensen for first team league, or a case for Bjerg also. But you know where I lie, chat. You know where my boy Jensen, he's number one mid for me.
In our reward episode, I said Bjergsen, and I'm sticking to that too.
Yeah, especially with how they've looked recently. I could see that.
Yeah, he's just 1v9ing with TSM. It's just his team finally caught up.
He drugged them to here. Now they finally get to be like a good team.
Yeah, they finally he took off the training weights, and then they finally put theirs on.
I think Jensen's ability to do what he's doing with his jungler not being able to connect to the game is just amazing.
Yeah, it's so weird too, because every time you hear a Broxa video, he's always just like, we're finding your groove, blah blah blah, and I'm just like, where's the groove? Where is it?
What groove is this? What is the groove? Is the groove for you farm and Jensen and Core win the game, or like what?
Yeah, what? Is that it? It's just
he's like, I'm here, man. He's a glue guy, you know. He's just super positive and calms the whole game, you know.
Glue guy, and it's not like he's made any like sick, nasty like plays. It's not like he's made.
I mean, they
like,
can still hear you, but I can't hear you.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's not like he made any sick, nasty plays like over the course of the split at all. I don't even think he had like a really like insane Lee Sin kick like once. So.
I hate Lee Sin. I just say I hate Lee Sin, by the way.
You hate Lee Sin, man.
I just feel like it's so bad. I can go on a rant about how I don't like Lee Sin in competitive right now. But it's like a 40% win rate worldwide.
But he has 2 world skins. Yeah, he has 2 world skins.
All right.
So what does that say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Broxa is bad. I don't think their issue is like Broxa's like individual skill. I just think they've done a poor job acclimating him into them.
Like, yeah, it's just like it's like the Clash team. They found the random jungler, but it's just like the mid and support are the ones just like
they've been like dueling for like 8 years, and the jungler's like, hey, you guys have a Discord, and they're like, no, we don't have mics. And they keep talking like, in their personal Discord, like I don't know this guy. I'm not getting on mics with him. That's what it's like.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's what it's like, man. Like, but all right. Well, I think if Rocks, the way TL's playing now, I know there was like something I saw. Someone had like a take. They feel the TL, like how they're playing, is going to be the world's meta, which I'm not too sure because the best teams I won't count LPL because LPL has their own style. But like best teams in LCK are like Genji and DRX, and they're like
don't forget my boys. Don't forget my boys Damwon.
Oh yeah, Damwon, DRX, and Genji, and they're all like, yeah, you can say like not hyper aggressive, but like pretty aggressive teams, and I'd say more aggressive than TL.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I think if Broxa goes into Worlds and is still playing like this, they're just gonna be out of groups. Like,
imagine going in against IG with them playing like they are now, and Jensen having to 1v2 against Rookie and his jungler.
Oh my god! And no Skarner to help you. Oh jeez.
I just feel like if TL comes out as the best team in North America, it's gonna be same old story, boys. Let's just get ready.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's just one more Chinese team.
Yeah, which makes it even worse. You know, there's no chance.
But if like, I don't really have them. I'll just be honest here. We've done it enough that I don't have that much faith in TSM either. C9 has to get good, and FlyQuest has to upset TSM somehow and get them out of the world's picture. That's our best chance.
But we have what was it? Actually, no, never mind. Yeah, I guess we need FlyQuest to replace TSM. No, we need Golden Guardians. We need FlyQuest, Golden Guardians, and C9 to go to Worlds. That's what.
There is a world. There is a world where TL could match up better with the roster they have now than they looked last year because they're not as bot centric. Like their bot creates leads, but they do not play necessarily around bot, right?
Yeah.
Of course. So there's potential that like the core difference could be enough to beat some European teams and maybe not the best teams in China, but you could maybe get out of your group with this TL. To be fair, TL last year was not that bad. Like they had a nasty group. Like people do talk about like
IG
and Damwon. Yeah, like
who else?
So they had some bad team because they 2-0'd one team and they beat Damwon once.
Okay.
They went 3-3. They lost twice to IG. They got crushed by IG.
Attitude? No, Hong Kong Attitude.
It was a team from that region. I can't remember who it was. Like
Bovine
Buffalo or whatever or something. I don't know.
Fong Vu Buffalo.
Bovine Buffalo. It was one of those teams. But
yeah, so
the format, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Magi, because you're usually the one who knows this stuff, and I just look at the Leaguepedia article. There's just a extra Chinese team and a European team in play-ins right this year, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I think I kind of have to like reread the article
because there's 3 auto seeds, but now also in addition to that there are 2 play-in teams from each of those regions.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
But there has to be more than that because that would imbalance the play-in groups, right?
Well, would it?
It's 4 groups of 3 before, right?
There's 4 groups of 3. There's 2 extra teams.
There'd have to be 2 extra teams from somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe they're gonna change some.
Hey, when we do our Worlds prep episode, we will tell you exactly how the format works.
Yeah, we will tell you how the format works.
Yeah, I know that there's an extra European and Chinese team this year.
Yeah, for plans, and I mean we still have our 3.
We have 1 in play-ins, 2 direct seed, right?
Yeah, we have 1 play-ins, 2 direct seeds. But yeah, so well, yeah, Worlds confirmed. We're ready. We kind of just ended up talking about it the whole time, because I mean it's the end of the season. We have playoffs coming up, and we just want to figure out who do we think is going to possibly represent us at Worlds. And I mean, for that, I mean, what could be the most interesting playoff scenario could we have?
I think the best scenario, we kind of hit on it earlier, which is where 100 Thieves jumps EG and TSM ends up the 3rd seed. So we get the 100 Thieves TSM round 1 playoff, and then Golden Guardians, FlyQuest, and the other. Because I think that's 2 banger quarterfinal games.
Yeah. So, yeah, will be. I don't know. Oh, someone for the new Worlds format. Do we just explain it badly? Should I re-explain? I mean,
that's the same question, isn't it?
Oh, I just saw that then. Never mind.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. That's fine. I was like, wait a minute, did I miss it too?
No. Okay, sorry, chat. But yeah, so this week. I mean, what are going to be the top games you're going to be tuning in, or just all the games hype other than CLG?
I think
so.
I think the biggest games, in my opinion, actually CLG games are hype, in my opinion, because if CLG wins a single game, it could screw up this whole thing so bad, because that means they'll be in playoffs, which ruins everything for everyone. We should just cancel playoffs. This playoff format does not work.
Playoffs, just leave.
If you go 1-6, no, if they win 1 game, they'll have gone 1-7 in their last 8 and make playoffs. Which, if you're Dignitas Immortals, you just got to burn it down. If CLG makes playoffs every year. But no, I think, obviously, the one that jumps out is TSM late on Sunday. Because it doesn't really matter. As if TL wins their first game, it straight up does not matter for them. Because they'll have locked first seed. They can't be caught by anybody. But for TSM, it's super important, because if C9 goes 2-0 right before them, and assuming TSM beats Golden Guardians, based on seeding, then that'll be the game for if they lose, there's no tiebreaker. C9 is the 2 seed. They only got to win 1 best of 5 to go to Worlds, versus TSM potentially falling down into, another match where they just more chance to get upset by somebody.
Yeah.
I think that's hype. C9, I mean, they should 2-0 this week. TSM Golden Guardians also for the same reason. It's super hype.
What if C9 loses to CLG? Should we just not let them go to Worlds?
Yeah, CLG should get their spot.
Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ.
Just give it to CLG.
Oh jeez. It's awful.
CLG is like, I tweeted out I watch all the CLG games. You guys know I'm a huge CLG fan. I watched games this weekend where I am convinced there is no coaching staff for CLG.
There's not. It's Weldon.
They get picked, and then they're like, they get picked. It's 4v5, not even at the Dragon, just in their jungle, and they're like, let's fight. This is when we fight, right? This is our power spike. We're in our 4v5 power spike. I'm like, man, I'll coach a platinum team that when somebody gets picked, they're like, okay, we got to give the first Dragon. What is happening?
Yeah.
You're in playoffs. Like, why are you running it down?
Like, jeez, it's just I don't know. It's weird because it's just maybe it's I don't know who's because I have never heard any of the CLG comps. So I mean, I don't think anyone really has other than the coaches. So we don't really know what the insight is. But like, they just maybe don't know what to do. Like Smoothie's shot calling maybe just isn't it.
It's not. If he's shot calling, whoever is shot calling, that's not it.
Yeah, whoever's shot calling, like Smoothie shot calling, maybe isn't it, or like Wiggly just doesn't know what's going on the map, or something. Like It's just
It's painful. It is painful to watch.
I wasn't trying to rag on CLG today, but then to bring up just C9 almost losing to CLG. Jesus.
Yo, if C9 loses to CLG, they should absolutely lose their playoff spot. Their playoff spot should be gone.
That'd be awful. Let's see what else. Golden Guardians TSM, that's gonna be super good. 100 Thieves has actually, yeah, I think they're good for playoffs. Maybe if they 0-2. Actually, no, if they 0-2, they may just do tiebreakers.
Who are we talking about? CLG or 100 Thieves?
I'm talking about 100 Thieves. I'm looking at it and I'm just like,
they can't 100% fall out. Which I don't think they're in any danger of falling out because Immortals has FlyQuest, Team Liquid, and Dignitas has C9 and themselves.
Yeah.
So, like, honestly, I don't see Dig or Immortals 2-0 in this week. I think 100 Thieves is safe. They could potentially, though, take EG spot with the head-to-head.
Oh, yeah, and then they're up on the upper bracket. See, that'd be hype. That's another hype match.
Hype. That's my dream situation, is that 100 Thieves makes it in the upper bracket, and TSM is the 3 seed, and they have to play each other.
They have to.
Hey, we can have a new rivalry. Can you imagine if 100 Thieves beat TSM?
It's just the 100 Thieves TSM rivalry because they always go against each other and they always go to 5 games. So it's just like, all right, rivalry, let's go.
I think, okay, let me ask him, just because our podcast is pretty loose. We just go off into rants occasionally. Let's just say 100 Thieves doesn't make Worlds this split, or go deep in playoffs. Let's say they get upper bracket, they get bounced around 1. They go down to losers bracket, maybe win a series, but then lose in the next, right? Yeah. Is the Ryoma experiment over?
Possibly, maybe. Like they gave him a year, and he hasn't really, I'd say, improved all that much. Okay, no, he has improved, but still, it's just like just no real amazing games. He may have like 2. Actually, no. He wouldn't even have amazing games. He just have good games.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, and right now it's just like it's the mid jungle. It's just like mid jungle is so important, and if your mid just like isn't able to deliver for you, then try another. You went through a whole split. Didn't make playoffs the first time. Made playoffs the second time. If they make playoffs and they also have the 6th spot, I think that's like okay to maybe keep Ryoma for like maybe one more.
You definitely bring up like, I don't know. You have Soligo, but
yeah, like Soligo. All right, Soligo's been like smurfing in the cap, to be honest, and he's looked really good. So honestly, he's looked better than Ryoma. Like I'd love to see them put Ryoma in Academy for like a week and just have Soligo in. And then also 100 Thieves is like bringing in Copy, who's their 100 Thieves next mid laner.
I don't think you make any changes this split though, right? Like you don't pull Ryoma out now.
Well, no, not now. I mean, I'm just talking about like next split. Like if they have a very bad playoffs, then oh shit, they did make playoffs last split. I forgot.
Yeah, they lost. And Ryoma though had like one of the worst playoff games.
But he also had a pretty good one versus TSM.
That's true. I was talking about the game where Bjergsen like solo killed him like 10 times.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. And
it was an up and down series. It's an up and down series. Yeah. It was back and forth.
Yeah, and so like we can't really have that happening. Actually, yeah, it was back and forth, but then he eventually was useful, I guess.
Yeah, he had like super good Orianna games, stuff like that. And he's been, like you said, his good games, he's had good games. He's just not consistent yet. And I wonder how long, I guess a
So I
coaching
guess
staff only knows, right? Because if you're watching scrims, you're getting like 10 times more data than on stage, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, unless I'm just trying to think. Like they could keep Ryoma if they want. They made playoffs twice, and especially if they get like 6th seed for playoffs instead of 8th. I mean, it's like, all right, you didn't improve from spring, but you still made playoffs in summer, which was significantly more like competitive, and you didn't start out in the losers bracket, which is like pretty good. They could like for the following spring split, they could keep him, but I feel they should maybe have him and Sligo like share time if they don't get a new mid.
I agree. I think also the fact that he's taking an import slot. I don't know if that matters because they're two that they would probably play otherwise. I don't see 100 Thieves going out and signing a big mid lane signing. They're going to play Sligo or probably another young talent. That seems to be their MO right now.
Yeah, they'll probably use like Sligo or maybe get like Kachai evolved.
Right.
Or...
They seem like a team who would do that. So, and I would say it's a successful year for them considering their plan. You know, if they make if they top 6 both splits, and I mean, realistically, their finishes are close to teams with a lot bigger budget than them, I would say, because their roster doesn't have anybody who's like super expensive, I doubt, you know.
Oh, and maybe some. Actually, I don't know some of these things that big. It's just, he just has that really long contract. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, I think 100 Thieves, to kind of go with what like Loon's saying in chat, is like, 100 Thieves is probably one of the few teams outside of C9 that is doing that, you know, with the next program and stuff like that. Is like, if their plan was to have Ryoma be there as like a tryout this year while they, you know, groom somebody in like 100 Thieves next until they could play an academy and get ready for pro, then I'm like, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with taking a year of like watching Ryoma if it means that like next year they have like an academy mid laner, you know?
Yeah, especially if they make playoffs, you know. I mean, I'd like it if they could get to quarters or semifinals, but it's not going to happen with Ryoma unless he, like... Yasuo's buffed next patch. He's apparently a really good Yasuo. So, unless they just whip out Yasuo Gragas, because Gragas also got a buff.
Yep.
So who knows? They just run Yasuo Gragas the whole playoffs, and then they win. So that's another option.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they said at the beginning of the year their goals were to grow talent, anyways. So I mean, like, I think as long as they make top 6 in playoffs, don't start in the losers bracket, they're going to be like, all right, this was good. If we do better, we do better. If not, we're building for next year anyways. Like, our support's played for 2 years. We just got him in pro in the last like month. You know, we have pieces to build a team for next year.
Yeah, and you know, 100 Thieves already brought up Tenacity and Kenvi. Tenacity isn't playing in the academy right now because Fake God is just smurfing, and I really hope he goes to CLG.
Please, CLG, please.
But only if CLG gets an actual coach, so I don't have people bashing Fake God again for being a bad player.
I'll coach CLG.
He'll coach CLG. Yeah, just coach CLG, man. DM CLG. Be like, hey, I got this great analyst.
Look, I'll bring a whole own staff, okay? I have my own coaching staff.
Okay, and you guys are going to win. You're going to bring us in. We're just going to win. I'm going to be like, hey, you see this item here? Don't build that item right here, okay? I'll be the item stickler.
One good thing about League of Legends is a 5v5 game. When you've only got 4 people, you don't want to fight the other 5 because they got one more guy, okay? It's really easy. This is easy math. Everybody sub to this channel is officially on CLG staff.
Yeah,
second we get hired.
Everyone's officially on CLG staff till I get poached by 100 Thieves.
Yes.
That's how I was thinking. Yeah, 100 Thieves is doing a great job. Like TSM is TSM Junior, which honestly I don't hear shit about that, but they have theirs. Yeah, like I don't know anything about that. I assume C9 has theirs because they brought up Tomo, the split, and 100 Thieves next has theirs, and they're doing really good. They're doing really good. They have nasty. Kenby's coming up. Kenby hasn't lost yet. And have they lost? No. Yeah. Kenby's like 2-0 right now in Academy. First weekend.
He's good.
After he's a good jungler, you know. Yeah, and him and Sligo are just smurfing. And their bot lane got their synergy back, Prismal and Breezy. I feel Prismal's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Like he's supposed to be one of the like ADCs I'd want. I wish teams at least brought up like rookie ADCs more. You know?
Yeah, it feels like those are the most like mechanically intensive players that need to be put in a competitive environment to figure out how to play.
Yeah, like, and it's not about like, oh yeah, you know, just need this crazy ADC. It's like all ADCs know how to like right click, but they just need to know how to like properly like see. That's all it is. So I just wish they'd put more rookie ADCs in. Like rookie tops and mids are definitely harder in NA, just because one our pool's like pretty big, and we don't. I mean, not our pool, but our like. Well, yeah, our mid lane pool for like LCS is pretty like kind of stacked. Yeah. And people say there's not that much like NA talent. I mean, I guess that's kind of true because actually Demonte's, because I mean our top.
I think Demonte, Pobelter, Golden Glue are solid. But
I mean, it makes sense though, because our top 4 are all European import mids. Yes, they are. Yeah, our top 4 are all European import mids. So, like, it's great. Demonte is basically our 5th best mid.
Yeah, I mean, which is not bad considering like the others are like world tier mid laners. Yeah. Like these guys were good in Europe and good here, except for like Jensen, but Jensen is definitely like on that same level. Yeah, I think there's a lot to look forward to. Do you want to just hit I've got a little bit of information on the world's bubble to share.
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody who's in here knows, well, maybe you don't know, I'm a huge NBA fan, and I was really hyped when I heard about the world's bubble thing because the NBA is doing a bubble system now to finish their season. Essentially what it is, they put them in like a hotel resort or whatever, and the only people allowed to enter and exit are essentially staff, players, stuff like that. And they're tested. They have a 2-week quarantine when you go in, and you're tested like multiple times. And then once you're in the hotel, you can't leave. You know, you're not allowed out. If you leave the campus, you have to do a 2-week quarantine before coming back in. No one's allowed to come in who's not in the bubble. So that's their way of making sure, you know, it's safe. So we assume Riot's probably going to do a similar system. That's what I've heard from people, is that they're going to do an event stage.
Do they find them too?
The NBA does fine. I don't know. Riot probably will too, something like that. But yeah, so it's like a month long in there though. But I assume with the league in China, there's no problem with infrastructure doing that in China. Like all the teams have their own like home stadium stuff.
And dude, China built like 10 hospitals in like a day.
It's insane. Yeah.
Or COVID.
Yeah.
So like, and I don't know if you saw it. It was like I think it was LGD. They like posted the like esports utopia vision for China. So, but that's for 2020. So no, that's for 2021, I think. So we'll be seeing that. We'll maybe be seeing that next year. But yeah, they could definitely do that. It'll be super. Honestly, it'll just be super easy.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be hard at all. And I think honestly,
it's just about the. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, honestly, one cool thing that's come out of the NBA one is like there's no distractions. It's just like straight up games, and it has this like cool feeling of like you're watching scrimmages. And I get a feeling like this will be one of those worlds where you look back and you're like, there weren't like stage nerves and stuff like that because there was no crowd. This is like straight up, we're getting like the best gameplay.
Oh, you know what? With that, maybe NA will make it out of groups.
That's where I was gonna go. It's like we hear about them being good in scrims.
Yeah.
So there's like theoretically, NBA. Well, obviously, I'm from North Carolina, so I'm a Hornets fan. So I hate successful franchises. I'm a CLG fan. I'm a Panthers fan and a Hornets fan. So I hate success at any level. But I like the Bucks right now. But yeah, it's not going to be like Major League Baseball, who had like 4 different teams, had like 12 people that tested positive for COVID, and now can't play. It's like, please, Riot, do this correctly and put them in a bubble and test everybody before it starts.
They're definitely gonna do it correctly. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. For baseball, there's I don't know.
It's a mess too, because you like watch baseball. Like in basketball, you don't really notice, right? Because it's so zoomed in, and you won't notice with league that there's not a crowd there. Like realistically, it'll be fine because once you're in game, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you hear the crowd, like you do hear the crowd when it's live, but it's no big deal, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, like baseball looks weird because you always look behind like the catcher and like all the people in the stands, and then they hit the ball and it's like showing the stadium. You're like, oh, this is weird, right?
You're just like, yes, I see.
Yeah, it's also like eerily quiet. It's like, this ain't, I don't like this. But yeah, league will be fine. League will be fine.
Yeah, that'll be great.
And we get it next year in China too. So they'll do the big, what they were going to do for 10-year anniversary next year.
The humongous one where they have like double elim tournament, and they have like all these groups, and they're going to use my tournament format for Worlds, and it's going to be great. And I won't get any credit, but
you can go on Reddit and be like, here's the VOD. I said they should do this.
I'm about to just do a video on my on Worlds format, to be honest.
Do it.
Just do it. I have the image saved. We got to do it. I'm just gonna put it out. But I was definitely gonna say something. Oh yes, teams you want to, before we like close out and everything, because we're like leaning towards the time. What teams are you looking forward to at Worlds? Also, what's like the most crazy 3NA teams you could think of to make it to Worlds right now, out of like the top 8?
Okay, I'll start with who am I hyped for Worlds? I watch a lot of LCK now because like when I get up for work at 8 on the East Coast, and I usually get to catch the last LPL game and the last LCK game. And on stream recently, we've been like rewatching LCK games occasionally. I'm so hyped for Damwon. I want to see Damwon again now with like, because last year they were young, and it was like, okay, they were great in the groups, but now they're mature, they're ready, they're going back. So I want to see Damwon, and then dude, I'm hyped for IG back in form. Like I love good League of Legends when mid laners that smash people.
It's pretty crazy. Like IG, oh man, they're in terrible form. All of a sudden, like mid-summer split, they're just popping off and like just wrecking everyone. And I'm like, wow.
Rookie's just ripping people's heads off, man. I'm like, great. This is sick. If Rookie wins another Worlds, is he in the conversation for GOAT, the greatest of all time?
No, because Faker won 3.
Okay, he's not even in the conversation. I guess not. Faker played in 4 too.
Oh yeah, Faker played in 4 and won 3.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And won 2 MSIs.
Yeah.
Rookie has had no MSIs.
Never mind. And the craziest format I can think of, or the craziest result, it's got to be like FlyQuest, Golden Guardians, 100 Thieves make it to Worlds, right?
Actually, yeah, that's really it. Oh wait, if CLG makes it,
CLG, just anything where CLG makes it to Worlds, any situation where CLG makes it to Worlds, and I'll tell you what, I will wear CLG jersey every day of Worlds. Like even if we 0-6 are the worst team, if we don't even make it through play-ins, what am I talking about? CLG's gonna get the 1 seed. We're not gonna be in play-ins. We're gonna win summer playoffs.
We're gonna win summer playoffs, and we're gonna get taken out in groups.
Yeah, as a CLG fan, the greatest thing that could happen is for us to 0-2 this week and miss playoffs, so they are forced to change the roster and the coaching staff.
They're forced to implode the roster. We're about to at CLG and just be like, hey, just hire me and my host here as coaches and analysts, and we'll also run a show for you. I see you also have a podcast. We already have a following.
So you can just, here we are. We're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're just going to pop it
This
right
is
in.
Everything CLG. We'll change our name to anything LCS. We'll do
anything else.
Anything? Anything loosely related to the LCS.
Yeah, anything loosely related.
It has to have a question mark at the end of it. Like, anything?
My favorite teams that I'm looking forward to, definitely DRX, just because like I definitely feel they're just the most unique one to see in LCK right now.
Is Deft on
There's just too many.
DRX? He is, right?
Wait, what? Deft? No,
Is he?
Yes.
I think he is, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I want to see Deft on the world stage again. Deft is such a baller.
Wait, isn't Deft 18? Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of players that I wish we could see again. But yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Where is Dandy? I'm just kidding.
Where is Dandy?
Where is Dandy?
Where are these players? Oh man, okay. I guess let's see, I said my team, DRX.
Yeah.
And my three honestly, yeah, my three would definitely be like EG, CLG, and like 100 Thieves. Just like the 6, 7, 8, they all go to Worlds.
We're so screwed.
I'd lose it. I'd be like, oh geez.
For the memes.
For the memes. NA's just a meme region. We're for fun. But all right. We're kind of wrapping up on time, so this is where we open up any questions that the chat may have if they want to talk about a certain champion or like a patch or a team. We'll like give you guys like maybe a minute or two to possibly like put out your questions, and we'll choose like one, maybe two, to actually answer. But if you guys don't have any questions within like a minute or something, we'll just end the stream there. But yeah, we'll just open up to you guys while we just kind of chat,
Yeah. How have you been?
Yone,
you been good?
Me? Yeah. I'm all right. Yone or Yasuo? All right. Opinion on treats. They're both good actually. So treats. I'll start off with the treats one. Treats has been like, because I've watched Academy continuously, or like I've tried to, and Treats has been like the one just super good, like consistent support in Academy other than Diamond Procs. And after Treats, joined, like was promoted to main team TSM, Academy TSM kind of just like started to fall apart a little, and it really showed how important Treats was. So I think like Treats is actually bringing a lot to the TSM roster, honestly.
I think it's no mistake that like their recent form came after like Treats got a full week of practice with the team and was like acclimated. And Double F looks better with him than he did with Bio. And I didn't think Bio was bad, but you never know what like if there's like a disagreement in bot lane, or if like they just have a different idea of how the game should play out. But it feels like Doublelift a lot of times succeeds with young, like talented, moldable supports, like when Bio first came in or when Afro first came into CLG. The times Doublelift has struggled are when supports perhaps outshined him, such as Yellow Star, or when Core won MVP. The split after that, they were a little bit worse. Not to say that that's his fault. It's just I think his ideal situation is where he's the one dictating what happens in the lane and telling a support what he wants.
Lane kingdom.
Yeah,
that's what he wants. He wants lane kingdom.
Yeah, and so like I think Treats is sick. I think he's really good. He's also a young NA talent, which is awesome. So I'm really high on him.
He's from Sweden.
Is he Sweden? Oh, he is Swedish. Yeah. Right. He's an import. Yeah. But yeah, like he super mechanically good, looked great in Academy, or so Magi tells me, and I believe him blindly on anything he tells me about Academy. Right. But yeah, they've looked better with him, and Doublelift's looked better since laning with him than he did earlier in the split.
Yeah, so that's just how it is. I wish, like, unless you choose a notable, ADC. I mean, unless you choose like a notable player, I wish they'd put the players in Academy first, or something like that, because just to get them kind of acclimated to NA as an import, just to kind of like, I don't know, get them see how they perform. Like if it's a completely unknown like quantity, like if like Ryoma, people wish that they did this. They just had Ryoma on Academy or a split, but like
that would make sense.
Yeah, like it'd be good because then you're like, okay, we're going to invest in him, but we want him to get used to this and move up and get used to this, and because especially if you're importing from minor regions, because you're importing from regions that don't have that much like macro develop, you know.
Yeah.
So it makes it so like how they have to acclimate is different, and I feel that's where academy is actually really good because you can because that's where you teach them macro. I honestly feel that you only need like maybe a split or a year in academy just to learn macro, and then you could just promote to the LCS. Because
I agree. One split under coaching staff, just getting like taught how to play.
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, and you can attest that because we have like Kelsey Moser here. Her team in academy is like actually pretty freaking good. Peter Zhang with TSM, pretty freaking good. Rainover with C9's academy, pretty freaking good. And yeah, I don't know. That's treats. And for Yone or Yasuo, I heard Yone feels kind of clunky, and I used him in the and I use him on PvE in the practice tool. He does feel kind of clunky, but like legit, his 2-item spike is actually super OP. It may be more broken than Yasuo just because his E's like pretty good, I think. But it's not like he's not broken, to be honest, because if you play against him enough, you'll figure out his trade pattern and everything. But he's fun. He's fun. He's a 2-item god. Just like if he's on your team, and it's definitely going to be harder to int with him than with Yasuo, because Yasuo you dash around with your E and you're super annoying. Yone has a shield, so and with Conqueror it heals you for like a fuck ton. So
yeah, that's pretty much what I've heard from everybody. Is like the 2-item power spike's pretty nasty, but he's not as flashy as like what Yasuo is now. Like you can do cool stuff with him and there's highlight clips, but like Yasuo is more feast or famine than Yone is. Like your 0-10, 10-0 Yasuo, where Yone is more balanced. He has 2-item power spike. He's more linear to play. Once people get adjusted, I've heard people say they don't think he'll see competitive yet. He's not on the super strong side, like broken side right now. So it may be a little bit before we see him like on stage or anything like that, but it's hype. I think I'd rather have Yone on my team than Yasuo in solo queue.
Yes,
I'll say that.
You know what, Yone will be tanky because he has a shield with his W and his freaking E. His E is so cool.
It's also it's just cool. It is cool, and his ult looks cool. So Yasuo ult's boring to me now. It's been around too long.
Yeah, it's not cool anymore.
He doesn't do the one piece slash, so I'm
Yeah, he needs 3 swords actually. But yeah, so that will be the pod, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I am, as you can see from last episode, I am more awake than usual. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And Vega, closing remarks. Man.
Thank you. Oh wait, wrong side. Thank you.
I'm like closing remarks, and you're like,
Yeah, just thanks everybody for coming and everybody who keeps supporting. One thing that happened today is I should have prepped this. I'm an idiot. I just pushed. You're hearing this for the first time too, Magi. We are now on Podcast Addict, on Podchaser, on Listen Notes, on Deezer. We're now also on Google Podcast as of today. So pretty much anywhere anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're trying to be. We submitted our stuff for iHeartRadio too. So yeah, anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're gonna be. So thanks you guys for supporting us, because all of your views and stuff like that is what like got us to this point. And all of your friendly subs got us this new overlay for the podcast. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, we're hyped for playoffs, man. I am just so ready for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be everyone tune in. Everyone watch every single game so we can all talk about it and complain about how bad CLG is, and then we could all just gush about all the terrible matchups that we're gonna have.
Yeah, I need every one of you in the chat when playoffs start in here at the end of next week, right before playoffs, and be in here and be like, oh my god, I can't believe CLG 2-0'd, and now they're going to be in playoffs and they're going to run the table and get the #1 seed.
Yeah,
Or not. Just be here regardless. Don't be here only if that happens.
Yeah, just be here, guys.
Just be here. Just be here. That's all that matters. Just be here.
Yeah, just be here. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will catch you next week.
Later, everybody.
See ya.